We're continuing on with Project 1, Stage 2. We're going to be creating the wheels. So I would like you to grab your zoom tool and let's bring up the wheel on the center of the stage where we can see it. Let's get rid of these lines from the body, so let's turn the body off and select the wheel layer so we're drawing on the correct layer. I'd like you to select View and open up the rulers. We're going to put some guidelines in to mark the center of the wheel. Now the wheel is not perfectly round in this sketch, so you just kind of do the best you can at finding the center of that wheel. And drag in and place your guidelines. Next, you're going to pick up the oval tool. When you do that, let's make sure that we still have the same settings that we did for drawing before. Make sure your drawing mode is turned on. We want the stroke color to be the same, no fill, still at 2 points of stroke, and our starting angles, ending angles, and inner radius should all be set to 0. You can read about the basic shape options on page 48 in your book. We are having a closed path, and we're going to draw from the center of the wheel out. So get your cursor there on the center and start to drag out. Now, as you drag, you're going to see that your oval is drawing from the start point out. Next, push on your Alt button and it's going to jump up so that the oval is being pulled from that starting point out. So we're using that as the center of the wheel. And if you hold your Shift key down, it's going to constrain you to a perfect circle rather than a rough oval. And drag that out until you are approximately matching what was drawn. Then release your mouse and you're going to pick up your selection tool, select what we just drew, go to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste in place. Now we're going to choose the Free Transform tool, which is going to give us our bounding box with the handles. And pressing the Shift key, you're going to grab the lower right corner and drag in to create the inner circle of the wheel. We're going to copy that and again paste in place, and again we're going to drag it to the center to create the inner part of the wheel. Now with your selection tool, click off to the side to deselect everything. And we're going to do some more drawing, this time with the pencil tool. So we'll pick up our pencil tool, and again we're going to make sure that all of the properties are the same. We're still with the 2-point stroke. We still have the object drawing mode turned on, and we're going to select the smooth option down here in the bottom. For our pencil, you have straight, smooth, and ink. Straight is going to give you straight lines like you would get drawing with the line tool. Smooth is going to give you nice, smooth Bezier curves, and ink will pretty much draw exactly like you were drawing with a pen. So we're selecting smooth, and all I'd like you to do is draw to create the curves. If you don't like what you've done, undo and try over again. Once you've got a shape that you're happy with, you're going to select it. You should be able to use your direct selection tool to access any of the handles, and you can adjust your curvature, make it the way you're happy. Once you do that, we're going to go to the Free Transform tool and pick up that center indicator, and we're going to drag that to the very center of the wheel. The reason we're doing that is to create the pivot point. We don't want the pivot point to be in the middle of this. We want the pivot point to be out here. Now go to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste in Place, and when you get to an edge, we're now going to be able to rotate. You see, you can get that curve on the corner indicator, and we're just simply going to click and drag to create the next part of the wheel. Now, you can get kind of fancy with this if you'd like to. We're going to just keep creating these all the way around. Remember to copy and paste in place. Just keep working these around. And once you're done, you can go back in and you can make adjustments to the placement. Once you have everything placed where you'd like it, we're going to take these objects and we're going to group them. So the first thing we need to do is clear our guides. Next, we can turn off our rulers. We're going to hide the sketch layer. Pick up the selection tool, and you're going to click and drag to select everything in the wheel. Choose Modify, Group. Next, double-click the group to enter it, and everything should still be selected. Select Modify, Break Apart. Now with your selection tool, click off to the side to deselect, click back on, and you're going to get rid of all of those little tails just by clicking on them and clicking Delete or Backspace. Once you have all of those deleted, you can go back to Scene 1 and turn on both the body and the sketch layers so you can see them again, and save your file.